not about. It's not like a thing.
Content.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but
This is so that they're very much like.
The TV is like, yeah, people in case like Walla.
Yes. So it does happen.
I think I've cried enough regarding the situation.
How are your parents though?
Yeah.
They're okay now. Like I'm feeling. Everything wasn't so crazy, like roses and daisies. Everything was just warmth and like I'm seeing this movie people are like.
And it's good to be if you make your phone.
One of the worst things of this whole time is the fact that like every 2 seconds South Africa has fucking time with 32 cents. Has like a different angle, a different story. People would insinuate things and assume what happened that night. There would be accusations and speculations about me. They get us stuff. 1, 2, 3. At some point, I was brain dead. At some point, I was paralyzed. At some point, I died. So I just avoid.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get you.
To grieve. And then on top of that,
Deal
you
with.
must deal with
Yeah.
decide kind of the social media and then also I don't want to say the pressure, but I guess the pressure of like everyone wanting answers
Yes.
to get closure and it was a lot.
And also when you don't even have those answers, especially of that item, of that incident.
Yeah,
you know what
like I don't have the details. I don't know what happened. Like, I completely understand like if you were someone's cousin, little sister, or mother, brother, girlfriend in the car, like, or at least.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. And the sad thing is that not only did you have to deal with it just Mona, because there were people that were known, it became like a whole thing.
Yeah,
And then
because
like you say, social
were
media.
public figures and also like even the fans felt entitled to like DM and say, yo, what happened? You need to tell us. We need to tell us. And I didn't have the answer. I keep it why I didn't want to be not that I'm saying like, everyone else wasn't working. Like, obviously, I didn't want it. And nobody wanted to like,
To happen,
like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But you survived, you were here, you were strong. And tell me, what were you studying, Shumanish?
Oh, I'm still studying economics.
Economics. Okay, you're in the third year, right? Yeah. And what did you want to do initially?
Regarding school, it's a bit of a mix. Like I'm doing third year, I'm carrying second year modules because like I get at the end of the year, I was not so.
Oh yeah, so that also was affected you.
Oh. Carrying second year modules, but then they're like really even like it's a lot. And I can just tell the school system, can you find me a system? What I wanted to study initially, or like I always wanted to study
Music.
business. First I was like music, then my mom was like music in South Africa, mixes or Johnny. I'm like, oh, we don't have it in South Africa. And she's like, who's gonna tell
I haven't started
and I'm like,
briefing that.
ma'am, I've been studying for my SAT.
I do like that.
SAT, and obviously I'm
Like,
not accepted.
I need to see what I'm doing.
College.
Yeah, you got longer that, like.
Oh, that's our test.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was supposed to study medicine. I took physics, AP math, everything related to medicine. I was supposed to study medicine. Then grade 11, I realized actually this is our doctor. It's not for me. Like,
Because Mama's a doctor.
yeah, Mama's a doctor, and then my older sister studied medicine. So Mama was like, but you get great marks in biology and chemistry. Medicine would be the perfect fit for you. I'm like, yeah, it's not that I hate biology. Like, I love it. I'm good at it. I don't have a problem with blood. I've done first aid. I'm good at it. But I don't have a passion for medicine, and I go to school that I'm not passionate about. Because if I study medicine, I don't want to be a GP. I want to specialize. So that's plus minus 12, 13 years
Of study.
all in the name of something I'm not passionate about, that puts food on the table. No.
And so you're like, no.
Yeah, so then I applied for, before, but like I applied for business, and like after I applied for business, like first year music was very low key, shouldn't know anything about.
So you did do music?
Yeah, but like the plan was to keep music under sheets until like everything is sorted.
And the music you made, like, are you a singer?
Yeah.
Or so you can hold a tune.
I can hold.
Or two.
Yeah, so in terms of music, like the plan was, let me graduate, get my degree, but like on the side, do music. Then one day, I tell the family, listen, while I'm studying,
Dropping an EP.
yeah,
Deal with
deal with it, get a degree, to show you guys, I got sing school fees, I'm doing music on the side. But then life said no, I'm gonna tell them now.
And is that how you and The Voice sort of like your friendship was, because you were into music?
Not at all. Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Like a week before I went to Groove, my friend called me and she was like, we're going to Groove. I'm like, ma'am, can I leave my passport? She's like, I don't want to hear it. We're going to Groove. I was like, okay. We're young, we're hot, we're in our 20s, let's go.
Yeah.
So we went to Groove, and then we went to a club. That's where I met Voice. I met him at a club, Great Dane.
Oh, Great Dane.
Yeah, it's in Bronx.
I know, I love it.
Yeah, so then...
that during the day club.
Hey, but at night, lots happens there. So like we went, and then like the line was long. So then like we got to the front of the line, and then I was ready to take out money to pay for entrance. I think like entrance was like 80 rand. I don't know how much entrance they, but like at the time entrance was 80 rand. So I take out money in my purse. Voice is like, I'm like, I'm paying for entrance. Like, don't people have to pay entrance? He's like, no, put your money away. Like, you're traveling with me. I couldn't need for entrance money. So, yeah, so naturally I assumed, okay, maybe he works here, maybe that's why. So we got inside Great Dane, after we got into Great Dane, grooving as my cheetah, then I'm like, let me make him a drink. That's the least I can do. Like, you got me in for free, let me make you a drink. Like, ask you, what must I mix? Your Hennessy or your Tanqueray or your Jägermeister with? So I'm walking around, I see Voice near the DJ booth. I'm like, okay, Shay, maybe I better go on about. I did some show, like, let me let it go. When I turn around again, he's mixing. I'm like, okay, matter what, I like a DJ booth, like what's going on? So then I go back, I tell the boys, I'm like, I'm a bit confused because why is Voice DJing, or like is he an upcoming DJ? Then everyone started laughing at me. I'm like, why little? Serious, like, don't laugh. Is he an upcoming DJ? Or they're like, no, he's a serious DJ. I'm like, oh, okay, I've never heard of him. And everyone was like, you've never heard of The Voice? I'm like, no, I don't know who that is. Do I need to know who that is? And everyone started laughing again. I'm like, why are you guys laughing? I'm serious. Who is this man? They're like, but you don't know that Voice is Mbura's official DJ. I was like, oh, so he's serious. Like, so basically, that's how I met him.
Okay. No, and that's exactly how you would have that conversation with Relebogile. Yeah.
But I think also like sometimes I forgot that Voice was a DJ. Like, it was just Voice. It wasn't the Voice. It was just Voice.
Yeah, and I think it usually happens when you met someone not knowing who they are. So you weren't like fanning over him or whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't
it was just like
it
this guy.
was just like, sure, fere. That's how it was. We're just like, sure, fere. My name is away.
And then your bond you guys started like kicking it friendship-wise, vibes from there and stuff. And then he would call you.
Yeah, he would call to, but also like, it's just a thing we do as friends. Like, I'll call you just to check up on you, you know, then we'll have a conversation, and then maybe we'll plan things for the day, like let's go for lunch, let's go for drinks, let's go to a party, let's go to games night, movie night, etc. He was like a friend I never knew I needed.
Yeah. Wow. And I think also in this conversation, it's also paying tribute to him as well. Do you know what I mean? Because you are sharing a version, how he was and who he was to you. Do you know what I mean? And from what you say, it seems like he was a genuinely nice guy.
Funniest man in the room.
You see, so. But yeah, I'm going to fetch Robert.
Okay. Bonan, how you doing?
I'm all good.
Why am I only seeing you the first time now? Where you been?
Been around.
Let me see. Come see what I was talking about, Marlene. No, look at this angle, because that's the camera that I'm facing.
So always be wary of staying.
You see what I'm saying? It doesn't, there's certain things it doesn't do, but I'll control it.
You got this level?
Yeah. Yo.
Because I saw most of the things in that first shoot and last day, and it's always.
Unpacked, season 3, shoot 88, segment 1, take 1.
So just a sec. Are we using this game?
Not in this episode, but we will need to later. Yeah.
Can I take it off for now? It's so heavy for me.
Oh, you totally clap.
Sit.
Sharp.
Set.
Side straight.
Okay. Cool. And in 3, 2.
Surviving a highly publicized car accident where you're the only survivor, and the South African music industry mourned the lives of those lost. Today's guest is here to share her story. Let's unpack. William, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I would see the boys on TV every day. Naturally, I just assumed that, oh, they're getting money, you know? Nothing registered in my head that it might be a tribute for the boys. Then one day, I remember...
So just so I understand, you spent a couple of gaps in your memory. Nobody's really explicitly said, listen, you're in a car accident, that's why you're in the hospital.
Like, I was in ICU for a month. And within that time, like, no one had said anything to me at the beginning. And then I was just wondering, why am I in hospital? Where are the boys? Where's boys? Then one day I remember I was watching TV. Then I saw someone on TV and that person said Mbura was a funny man. And I was confused because I was like, what do you mean he was a funny man? He is a funny man. I met that man a few days ago and that man is hilarious. But this was survivor.
And who's the person that told you that?
I'm one of my doctors.
So in that time, was your family visiting you in that month?
Yes.
And were they not saying anything?
I don't think, even though they knew, but like they didn't want to ambush me, I guess. You know, they just let me stay in hospital because I was in a critical condition, and they just, me being a nosy person, I overlooked on her phone, and her phone was on the Google Explore page. And then that's when I saw my name, Mpura's name, Kilakawa's name, Tando's name, everyone's name. But there were no headlines. And I was very confused because I didn't understand why we were on the internet. But I just said, you know what, let me relax. The day we get discharged, the boys will explain everything to me and they'll explain how we got in the hospital, why we're in the hospital, why we're on the internet. They'll explain everything to me. For now, let me just focus on healing, getting better, and that's my priority.
How about you fly voucher and clap up on telephone? Oh, because I got vibrates, I don't interrupt.
You guys need to let guests know to put phones on flight mode. It still interrupts with sound. So when did it start cutting, Tsepo?
Right after your question.
Dude.
It's okay.
No, it's not
It
okay.
it was in between, so I thought it was going to be fine. I wouldn't have let it go like,
It's okay.
It's not okay. Breaks the flow of conversation. And it also messes up with your flow. So then you're
It's
going to
easier
miss
to have
parts
a-
out. The conversation needs to be continuous. We'll shoot it again though. Do you guys want to just cut once?
And
Let's just see, yeah, cut
cut
guys.
it so that it will really
Yeah, cut.
flowish. Yeah, cut it.
Can I sit down?
Slate.
But wait, has to tell me the photo. Can you just count to 10 for us?
This means segment 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just talk for a while. Count to 10 for me. Got it?
1, 2, 3, 4.
shut that,
Okay, cool. Asuboli Shane.
So I'm going to ask you the exact same question. Eh?
Cool,
Try not to
Rolling.
summarize your answer because you've already given it.
Sounds big.
call it.
Unpacked season 3, sheet 88, segment 2, take 1.
Thank you.
Cool. To be, and that, you know, any speculations can end after this point. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Hashtag Unpacked with Relebogile. We remember the lives that were lost in that car accident. And of course, we celebrate everything they stood for, not just those that were big and famous and well known in the music industry, but also those that were not. It was an absolutely tragic accident which has affected the life of its sole survivor, Beloyam, who is here with us. And I'm so, so grateful that she's been able to share her story. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night. Cut.
To enter your 20s chapter, and this is the first thing that happened. It kind of pushed me back, and for a while, like I just want to be in my own space, do my own thing until I feel comfortable enough to like. Not that I'm not comfortable like stepping out into the world again, but like I just want to do it at my own pace.
But is it possible that maybe somewhere you feel like this was an opportunity to relook things a different way?
Yes, it was, because my mind has been so many times and has spiraled out of control, because on top of the survivor's guilt and everything that was said about me, conversations that were had without me being there to defend myself. And now I just feel like even though I want to defend myself, at the end of the day, there's no point defending myself to strangers.
And that's the
They don't
you've
know
hit the
me.
nail on the head, yeah.
They don't
But I
know
think
me.
this conversation is going to give people a different perspective that they may not have seen. I mean, it won't trend like the other conversations, but people will know, and at least I hope for you it's a bit of closure that you get, that you said your piece, you know.
It is.
Hi guys, I'm Beloyam Mabotja, and I was involved in a very traumatic car accident, and I'm the sole survivor of that car accident. Today, I had an interview and we're just unpacking the events that led to that accident and the events after the accident. Please tune in into my interview with Relebogile.